Caitlin Clark's first Nike sneaker just dropped, and it's not just a shoe, it's a game changer. This Kobe-inspired design is set to fly off shelves faster than Clark's legendary three-pointers. But the real question is, will this launch change the game for women's sports marketing forever? Alright, let's dive into the details of Caitlin Clark's groundbreaking Nike sneaker. When you first lay eyes on these shoes, you can't help but be struck by their bold appearance. The vibrant yellow and black color scheme immediately catches your attention, instantly recognizable as a nod to the University of Iowa's iconic colors. But these sneakers aren't just about school pride. They're a masterclass in design, blending Clark's college roots with a tribute to one of basketball's greatest legends. The shoe incorporates elements from Kobe Bryant's iconic Bruce Lee edition, creating a unique fusion of past and present basketball greatness. Picture this, the sleek silhouette of a modern performance basketball shoe, wrapped in the eye-catching yellow of Iowa's uniform. Black accents provide a sharp contrast, reminiscent of the Hawkeyes away jerseys. But look closer, and you'll spot subtle nods to Kobe's influence, perhaps in the shape of the swoosh or the texture of the upper material. This clever blend of styles does more than just look good. It bridges generations of basketball excellence, connecting Clark's rising star to the enduring legacy of Kobe Bryant. It's a design that speaks to both die-hard basketball fans who appreciate the history and younger fans who are witnessing the emergence of a new icon in women's basketball. Clark herself couldn't contain her excitement about the sneaker. In her own words, she described it as cool and emphasized how it represents my journey. This isn't just marketing speak. You can feel the genuine enthusiasm in her statement.
Caitlin Clark, she is the greatest scorer college basketball has ever seen.
A deep one.
It's pretty cool. It's got I feel like it's fever, but it's also Iowa, so you get the best of both worlds. I have another one.
You bet! Caitlin Clark!
Here comes Clark. How will she go for history?
For Clark, this shoe is a tangible symbol of her rapid ascent from college phenom to professional basketball star. The design team at Nike has struck a delicate balance here. They've managed to capture the youthful energy that Clark brings to the court while still paying homage to the intensity and dedication that defined Kobe's career. It's a shoe that looks fresh and contemporary, but carries with it the weight of basketball history. This blend of classic and contemporary styles is likely to have broad appeal. Basketball purists will appreciate the nods to Kobe's iconic design, while sneaker collectors will be drawn to the unique color scheme and the significance of Clark's first signature shoe. It's not often that a debut sneaker generates this kind of buzz across different segments of the market. But let's be clear, this isn't just about creating a fashionable piece of footwear. This sneaker represents something much bigger. It's a symbol of Clark's journey from college star to professional icon. Each element of the design tells a part of her story, from the Iowa colors that represent where she came from, to the Kobe-inspired elements that hint at the greatness she's aiming for. Caitlin Clark's Nike sneaker isn't just making waves for its design, it's breaking barriers in the world of sports marketing. For years, signature sneakers have been a symbol of success reserved almost exclusively for male athletes. But Clark's debut shoe is changing the game, marking a significant shift in how female athletes are recognized and promoted in the sneaker industry. Let's put this into perspective. When you think of signature basketball shoes, names like LeBron James, Michael Jordan, and Kobe Bryant probably come to mind. These iconic lines have dominated the market for decades. Now Clark's joining this elite club, and she's doing it early in her professional career. This isn't just a new product launch, it's a statement about the changing landscape of sports marketing. The rarity of a female athlete getting her own sneaker can't be overstated. While we've seen a few trailblazers like Cheryl Swoops and Candace Parker pave the way, Clark's release represents a new era. It's a sign that major brands are finally recognizing the star power and marketability of women's sports.
Get in the door and watch us play, and the way the crowds scream, like, it's something that literally will never get old and something that I never take for granted. And as I do, making a logo 3, and I think that at times can make us a lot harder to guard, and even myself harder to guard. Freshman and sophomore Caitlin would have thought the world was ending if she didn't do all these things for her team, but I think junior and senior me understand I'm always going to be able to impact this game, whether I'm scoring, whether I'm not.
But this isn't a one-and-done deal. Clark has hinted at the possibility of more versions of her Kobe player exclusive PE sneaker in the future. This suggests that Nike sees long-term potential in Clark's brand, much like they've invested in male athletes over the years. It's an exciting prospect for fans and a promising sign for the future of women's sports marketing. The impact of Clark's sneaker goes beyond just sales figures. It's sparking important conversations about representation and diversity in sports marketing. For young female athletes, seeing a star like Clark with her own signature shoe sends a powerful message. It says their dreams and achievements are just as worthy of recognition as their male counterparts. This release is also challenging long-held assumptions in the sneaker industry. There's been a persistent myth that women's signature shoes don't sell as well as men's. But with the growing popularity of women's sports and the increasing demand for diverse representation in marketing, Clark's sneaker could be poised to shatter those expectations. The timing of this release is significant too. Women's sports are experiencing unprecedented growth in viewership and fan engagement. The WNBA, in particular, has seen record-breaking attendance and TV ratings in recent years. Clark's sneaker launch taps into this momentum, potentially opening doors for more female athletes to secure similar deals in the future. It's not just about basketball either. Clark's success could have a ripple effect across all women's sports. Imagine a future where top athletes in soccer, tennis, or track and field routinely get their own signature shoe lines. It's a vision that seemed far-fetched just a few years ago, but Clark's Nike debut is bringing it closer to reality. Of course, the success of Clark's sneaker will be closely watched by industry insiders. If it performs well, it could lead to a seismic shift in how brands approach women's sports endorsements. We might see more companies taking chances on female athletes earlier in their careers, investing in their potential just as they've done with male stars for years. Now that we've seen how Caitlin Clark's Nike sneaker is breaking barriers, let's talk about the million-dollar question on everyone's mind. Just how big could this be? We're not just talking about a new shoe here. We're looking at a potential game changer in the sports marketing world. Think back to when Steph Curry was at the peak of his powers, changing the game with his three-point shooting. His signature shoes were flying off the shelves faster than he could drain threes. Now, imagine that kind of buzz, but for a rising star in women's basketball. That's the kind of potential we're looking at with Clark's sneaker. Nike isn't just releasing a shoe, they're making a statement, and they're doing it with perfect timing. There's talk of a holiday season launch, and let's be honest, who wouldn't want to find Clark's signature sneakers under their Christmas tree? It's a smart move that could tap into the gift-giving market and boost those initial sales figures. But this isn't just about one big launch. The women's sports merchandise market is growing faster than ever. More and more fans are proudly wearing the jerseys and shoes of their favorite female athletes. Clark's sneaker isn't just riding this wave, it's helping to create it. It's a sign that big brands are finally waking up to the huge potential in women's sports.
These are some of the best moments of my life, and I get to do it with my best friends, but also like the way we've been able to kind of change women's basketball and bring more attention to it is really special. I get to play with 4 other girls on the court at the same time as me, so lean on them and rely on them. And sure, you can take away my shots and stuff, but I'm gonna find a way to get my teammates open, and I take a lot of pride in that.
Now let's talk about Clark herself. She's not just a basketball player, she's a social media sensation. Her Instagram and TikTok are full of relatable content that connects with fans on a personal level. Whether she's showing off her basketball skills or just being her authentic self, people can't get enough. This kind of genuine appeal is gold dust for brands looking for endorsements. Clark's charisma and down-to-earth personality make her the perfect face for a product. She's not just selling a shoe, she's sharing a piece of her journey. Fans who buy her sneaker aren't just getting footwear, they're buying into Clark's story, her values, and her potential. It's this connection that could drive sales beyond what we've seen before for a female athlete's signature shoe. The anticipation for Clark's sneaker release is reminiscent of the hype we saw for the Bruce Lee Kobe's. Remember how those flew off the shelves? Now, imagine that level of excitement, but with the added boost of social media and the growing women's sports market. We could be looking at some staggering numbers here. But let's be clear, this isn't just about making money. It's about what these potential sales figures represent. Every pair of Clark's sneakers sold is a vote of confidence in women's sports. It's a sign that fans are ready and willing to support female athletes at the same level as their male counterparts. If Clark's sneaker performs as well as many are predicting, it could open the floodgates for more female athletes to get their own signature lines. We're not just talking about basketball players either. Imagine top athletes in soccer, tennis, sports, or track and field getting the same treatment. It's a vision of the future that's suddenly looking a lot more possible. The success of Clark's sneaker could also change how brands approach women's sports endorsements. We might see companies taking bigger risks, investing in female athletes earlier in their careers, just like they've been doing with male stars for years. It's about recognizing potential and helping to build star power from the ground up. Thanks for joining us on this journey through one of the most thrilling chapters in sports history. Stay tuned because this story is far from over, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.